Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bytes Whiskey Reviews with a gaming twist. I am Clifton, and welcome to another Thursday night live stream. This time, we have something very different because we are drinking a mix of Tennessee whiskey and Kentucky and Indiana whiskey. It's a lot. It's all over the place, but I'm excited to see how it fares. Of course, we are talking about Heaven's Door, the famous collaboration with Bob Dylan, which is based out of Nashville. I thought they had a distillery actually open to the public. As far as I know, they still haven't been able to open their distillery because it was supposed to open during fall of 2020 and then 2020 happened. So I think they're still in the works. If someone's from the Nashville area and happens to know, please let me know if they have an open distillery, because I would love to, one, go visit it when I'm in Nashville, but also I don't want to give misinformation about it being closed. But yeah, so they started as a brand in 2018. Like I said, it's a collaboration. Their master blender is Ryan Perry, and he worked together with Bob Dylan to come up with this really cool brand. So they have a core lineup, which is kind of what inspired me to do a full stream, because most importantly, everyone's been talking about this Redbreast, which my green screen doesn't show it real, but it's a Redbreast finish. So we're definitely going to get to this tonight. But I was like, you know what? I've never had any of their products. So I went out and actually picked up one of these gift sets right here. So it had the rye, the Tennessee, I think it's labeled as Tennessee bourbon. Yeah, the rye, the Tennessee bourbon, and the double barrel whiskey. So we got that. We have a single barrel select, which is from K&L Wine and Spirits, which is actually an Indiana bourbon. Believe it or not, everyone thought it was all just Tennessee whiskey, but it's actually an Indiana one. So we're going to be trying all 5 whiskeys here tonight. Really looking forward to getting into them, but I'm also looking forward to sharing it because, as y'all know, we like to do giveaways here. So for every super chat that comes in tonight, you'll be entered into a wheel spin. We'll spin the wheel of whiskey. And yeah, someone's going to go home with 5 samples, a sample of all of these whiskeys for yourself. So every super chat is an entry. I actually have a bot, I think, tracking the super chats. We'll see if that actually works. It worked last time. So so the mods might have to jump in at some point, but right now it's being tracked by a bot. We'll see if it actually works. But yeah, so every super chat is an entry. First of all, I want to give some shout outs to everyone here. What a great crowd already. 19 people in the chat. Wow. Good to see you guys on this Thursday evening. Swan was here earlier. He said Swan. Fred said Fred. Yeah, they were chatting here a bit earlier. Whiskey Knows. What's up, Marty? He said he's going live tomorrow. I will try to stop in if I can because, yeah, like I said, work's been pretty crazy. I guess my coworker, he's the person I'm working with on this project, has been out with COVID. So it's been like just me all week, which has been tough, but still getting stuff done. So what's up, Brandon? Brandon's one of the amazing mods here tonight. Sugar Kitty, member of the Byte Club, which you can join for $1.99 a month. You can click the little join button down below. You get access to some Cliffy emojis, things like that. I just realized this was still on the screen. Oops. So you can also support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/bourbonbytes. We are doing our after party hangout right after this stream, which is for everyone $10 and up on Patreon. So if you want to join our after party hangout, they are a ton of fun. Make sure to join Patreon and let me know that you've joined and you've joined our Discord server, which is for everyone. It's not just for patrons, but patrons get access to exclusive rooms like our VIP lounge and, like I said, the after party hangout. So if you join Patreon and you are not on the Discord, what are you doing? It's free. You get access to such a great community. I love chatting with these guys all week. So yeah, hope to see you. That's just at bourbonbytes.com to join our Discord server. Tons of fun. So. Oh, wow. Super chats. You guys are awesome. I didn't even get, let me finish shouting out people. So speaking of Patreon, there's some amazing patrons here. Like I said, Fred Gilbert, Wesley Zeller. How's it going? Wesley, good to see you. James Taylor. James, good to see you, man. I see Andrew Spirell as well. Don Nishida, Byte Club member and patron. Good to see Don. I'm going to be doing a flight from Don here soon. He sent Swan and I a flight of some really interesting whiskeys and maybe some rum too. So stay tuned for that. Whiskey Mountains, an amazing channel here on YouTube. Digging the shirt. Yeah, I didn't wear any Whiskey Tube merch today. I should have, because she has an amazing shirt on her site as well. Bourbon Neophyte, Cheech Ardolino, Nick Proman, I think I'm caught up. Emily Chambers. Emily Chambers is an amazing mod, holding the fort down. Hopefully, we won't have any attacks like we had on Jason's stream last night. Which, by the way, if y'all missed it, Jason did his 3-year Whiskey Tube anniversary stream last night. So definitely go check out the replay. I happened to join for the last bit of it. So yeah, it was tons of fun there. Donnie the Linux Cat, good to see you, Donnie. Lil, all the way from Australia. How's it going, Lil? And 21090. I think I got everyone. If I missed someone, I'm sorry. But first of all, shout out the super chats that came in tonight. Thank y'all so much. And by the way, the bot does work. I see it popping up now. Don Nishida says, hashtag I never win. It's worked for you twice, Don. We'll see if it works for you again. James Taylor says, starting it right off. Thank you. Oh, starting it off right. Cheers, James. Appreciate that, man. And Whiskey Knows, let's get the super chats rolling in. Yes, shall we? Let's do it. Yeah, I hope to see more of those throughout the night because, like I said, you're getting 5 whiskey samples if you win tonight. So, Donnie says, "I never win." Take that, Don Nishida. We'll see, man. We'll test out that theory. Cheats dropping. Yes, Mash and Drum's channel. If you guys are not yet subscribed to Mash and Drum, there's no way that you're not. But if you're not, definitely go check him out. he's just the small whiskey tuber. You may have heard of him. I don't know. Just kidding. All right, so. Like I said, we have 5 whiskeys tonight. I think the best thing to do, I think I'm going to start with the rye whiskey, which is a straight rye whiskey, 92 proof. Of course, the label doesn't show up because it's green. But yeah, I figured this would be a good place to start because the rest we're drinking are all their bourbons. So I feel like it makes sense to get the rye out of the way so we can nail down that flavor profile and find out, the differences between the Tennessee bourbon, the double barrel whiskey, and the Redbreast finish. So what's up, ADHD Whiskey? Another small channel here on WhiskeyTube. I don't know if you guys have heard of him or not. I don't know. If you haven't, go check him out. What's up, Matt? Good to see you, man. Austin Feltz. Man, so many new, not new faces, so many familiar faces, the word I was looking for, coming here tonight. I appreciate y'all showing up for some Heaven's Door. So let's go ahead and pour the rye whiskey and get my info pulled up here for this. Tom Flanagan. Tom, I know you bought this set. I was telling them earlier I bought this set that had the 3 different 200 ml bottles in it. So that's actually what we're starting with tonight. We're starting with the rye. So this one's, like I said, 92 proof. It's actually a 7-year-old rye. And then they finish it in a cigar barrel, which I was dumb. And I was like, oh, cigar barrel. So like where they age cigars. Not really. It's just the shape of the cask. It's a bit taller than a regular barrel. And it's better for evaporation. So they finish it in this barrel where it's like getting really like intense evaporation. So hopefully that means there's gonna be a lot of oak flavor. And I don't believe, let me double check. I don't think, they do not char that finishing barrel. So you're getting the straight up wood, not the toastiness. You're getting the wood from that. So let's go ahead and see how we see. This is about $80 MSRP. So it's just kind of up there in price, but sorry, I thought I almost broke it, but I just set it down wrong. Yes. Oh, and Sugar Kitty, thank you for reminding people. Yes, make sure to lick the like and like the lick. It tastes like Heaven's Door, man. Heaven's Door. Just in general, thinking like actual Heaven's Door. It does taste like heaven. We'll see. But yeah, make sure to hit the like button. And if you're not yet subscribed, what are you doing? It's free. I'm giving away free stuff. I'm basically Oprah, but like cheap as hell. So make sure to hit subscribe and the bell button down below because, appreciate you guys helping coming back week to week. Brandon says, is the rye age dated? So technically, it's not age dated. Nowhere on the bottle does it say the age. However, on their website, they do say that it's aged for 7 years in new charred oak and then finished. It says it's finished in toasted oak cigar barrels, 3-year air dried in the low-lying mountainous region of Vaux, France. So I thought at first, it's finished for 3 years, but it's not. I think those are just dried out barrels from that French oak. Those French oak barrels are just dried out for 3 years. But yeah, so let's see how those barrels affect the taste on this one in the nose. Let's go to nose it first. Well, first of all, Tom says I got to drink it with Will Sexton, a great musician. His brother Charlie is Bob Dylan's guitar player to this day. Fun night in Memphis, man. That sounds like if I were to go to spend a night in Memphis, that's how I want to spend it. Drinking Tennessee whiskey and hanging out with musicians. That's really cool. So let's go and go to the nose on the rye. Like I said, 92 proof, so not super hot. And I swear it's probably like power of suggestion, but the first thing I get on the nose is like tobacco. Again, the cigar barrels had nothing to do with actually like aging cigars in them, but it does, and the oak kind of reads like a tobacco kind of note, like a dried tobacco kind of leaf. But the oak is definitely prevalent. It's like super rich. It's super definitely like an older type of oak. Definitely something it smells very well aged. Like I said, we're talking 7 years here, and then those additional older barrels for the finishing. So lots of oak, but there's like some sweetness too. I think, yeah, like vanilla ice cream or vanilla bean even. But there's still, I mean, I think the way that you tell this is a rye is the back end of the nose, because it has those rye spices, but I think it's very interesting up front. I'm excited to see how, how this goes, because it doesn't smell like a traditional rye. By the way, it is a 95.5 rye mash bill. They don't say where they get their rye from. I can only assume it's most likely Indiana. I don't know for sure. Don't correct. I mean, do correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, they don't tell you where it's from. But 7 years, that's a pretty good age on that. All right, let's go and give it a try. Cheers, guys. Oh, wow. Okay. So, it doesn't taste very Indiana. Maybe I'm wrong about it being Indiana rye. I feel like it's 7-year-old though. Actually, yeah. It's not very often that I have an older Indiana rye that is this low proof. Usually it's a cask strength. So maybe I'm reading wrong. Again, I'm not sure if it's Indiana rye. That's just my assumption being the mash bill. But they don't disclose where this is from. And it's definitely not their own distillate. They literally didn't release their whiskey till 2018. So, by the way, I forgot to mention. So the distillery that they're planning to open in Nashville is actually being built in a 160-year-old church. So that's really cool. I'm excited to see how that comes out. If I ever go to Nashville, I will absolutely check that out, because it looks really cool. I've seen the renderings of it. It seems really cool. So I haven't heard any updates about when it's opening either, because last I heard was fall 2020, and well, that didn't happen. So yeah. So, and Cheech, you're great. Yeah. So make sure to hit the bell button while you're down there too. All right. So. Yeah, let me go. I need a second taste on that one, because that kind of surprised me. I was looking for those typical Indiana rye notes. A little more familiar on the second sip. That proof is so low. I'm just so not used to drinking ryes that are that low proof. That being said, though, it's really, I guess, yeah, it's complex for a 92 proof whiskey. It's got a pretty long finish. I mean, I would say it's kind of light on the mouthfeel. It doesn't like coat your mouth or anything, but it does stick around. And the rye spice, again, like the nose, the rye spices are on the back end. Up front, you're getting all of that oak, that like rich oakiness, almost like a toast. You know, am I getting a bit of that toasted kind of marshmallow note that I tend to love about a rye whiskey? Let's find out. Oh, interesting. Donnie says Tennessee Distilling in Columbia, Tennessee is making a Tennessee rye now that a lot of companies are sourcing. Gotcha. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I think with it being 7 years old, it still makes me lean towards Indiana, because that's so old. But yeah, it's not distinctive. It's not distinctive enough on the palate for me to be able to tell you like if it is or isn't Indiana rye. It's really good though. I'm just intrigued by it, because it's so low proof, but it does have a lot more flavor than I'd expect a low proof whiskey to have. Now it is $80. That's the only thing, like the full bottle. Now this gift set was about, I think it was only like $50 for all this 200 milliliters of all three of their core lineups. So if you see that in your liquor store, definitely worth picking up to try it out. Swan with the super chat says Don never wins. See, you're switching up the strategy there. You're seeing, I like your theory, Swan. And then Donnie says they even have a 95.5 rye mash bill, which would lead you to believe MGP. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, cheers, Swan. Thank you so much for the super chat. If y'all, I know a few people just joined a bit later. We are doing a giveaway of all 5 samples that we're drinking tonight. So any super chat that comes through tonight means you are entered to win. You are entered on the Wheel of Whiskey, which is a ton of fun. We do at the end of the stream. So get your entries in throughout the night. If you're enjoying the show and you want to support the channel, it does really help out a lot, especially when I'm having to buy. I thought about like the money I put into this stream. Not that I, only bought it for the stream, but I mean that gift set was $50. I bought a single barrel which we're going to get to. I bought the Redbreast Heaven's Door one. That's $100. I honestly put about $300 into this video. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully y'all, I wanted to try the Redbreast anyways, but yeah, so let's and that was an exaggeration. It wasn't 300. It was like closer to 200. I'm thinking of a rye whiskey stream I have coming up. Oh, no, what am I saying? A rye whiskey? I'm holding a rye whiskey. Think of a Canadian whiskey stream I have coming up where I bought JP Wiser's. I bought 4 of their age stated. They're 15-year, 18-year, 23-year, and 35-year-old. So that was a very, very, very expensive stream, which wouldn't have been possible without your support on Patreon, Byte Club, Super Chats, etc. So just want to say, that's just my way of saying thank y'all. Like, your money is going to good use. You're getting whiskey content out of it. Okay, NPR. Okay, I'm just letting you guys know. It's people like you. It's more like PBS. This is made possible by people like you. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I would say that the only bad thing about this rye that I can say, it's got a good age. I think the bad thing is it's lower proof and it's $80. You know, would I pick up a bottle of this knowing what else is out there? I don't think the rye is for me based on that price, but hey, if you like a lighter sipper, if you don't like the cask strength stuff, super complex for that lower proof. So definitely the way to do is what I say, instead of buying a whole bottle of that, is buy the gift set that has the little minis in it. So that's why you get to try it and not plop down $80. That's how I go about it. Tom Flanagan says, I'm in for the giveaway. He says, when you ain't got nothing, you got nothing to lose. Bob Dylan. Yes. I really wanted to use some real Bob Dylan music for the intro, but I'm like, nope, I will be demonetized as soon as it starts. So I'm like, I was like, let's find the most generic royalty-free song that sounds sort of similar to his music. Not really super similar, but cheers to you, Tom. And yes, you were entered into the giveaway. So let's see. I mean, although you've had some of these before, but hey, you can never turn down free whiskey, right? Sorry if you guys can hear it. There's a bunch of kids playing down in the parking lot of our apartment complex. So they're very loud. So I apologize if you hear kids screaming. Yeah, it's a really good rye whiskey. Don't get me wrong. I just think $80 is a bit high for the low proof point. Brandon says, where did you buy the Redbreast bottle? So that actually came from K&L Wine and Spirits, same place as the single barrel, which we're going to get to later on. So yeah, so K&L, they got Redbreast. They have, I just looked at earlier, actually, they have all, if you live in Southern California and you have access to K&L Wine and Spirits, they have all 5 bottles we're trying tonight. So if you see something that's really impresses you, check them out, because they got them all in right now. Can't hear the kids. Well, that's a great thing. Oh, by the way, what's up? I already told you hey. I was like, did I tell her hey? I'm like, yeah, I totally told you hey. All right. So that's the rye whiskey. That's the most expensive in this set to start with, other than the specialty bottles. So let's move right along to this one. Right along to the Tennessee Bourbon. Now, this one's labeled Tennessee Bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey. We do know this is distilled and aged in Tennessee. Non-disclosed where they're getting it from. I believe the mash bill was 70% corn, 20% rye, and 10% malted barley, I believe. I could be a little off on that. Again, I saw different things. I saw 2 different websites, and they gave 2 different mash bills. They both started with the 70% corn. So I don't know if it's just like they switched mash bills or what. They don't disclose that on their website or on the bottle. So I do know it's probably 70% corn Tennessee whiskey. So, but this one's $50, 90 proof. It's a little bit lower proof, but it's cheaper. It's $50. So let's go ahead and, well, that was a good cork pop there. So this one's a minimum of 6 years old in New American Oak. And then it is actually sour mash process, non-chill filtered. And although it is Tennessee whiskey, it's made the Kentucky style. So they did not do the Lincoln County charcoal filtering process on this whiskey, which is good to know, because I know a lot of times people think that Lincoln County process inspires some of the flavors we don't love about Tennessee whiskey. So I'm glad to hear that they did not do that on this one. Now, that's not to say all of them, as you'll see in this next one we go to next, that they did do that on that one. But what's up? 2 Wheels Down, Swami. What's up, man? Good to see you. It's been a while. Big love to Robert the Whiskey Scout. Keep fighting. What? Who? Yeah. So, Justin says, which K&L pick did you get? I think they have 3 different ones. So I got the 297, the barrel number 297. I did talk to Will in the in K&L in Hollywood, and he said that he preferred the 300. the number 300. So I may have to pick up another bottle. We'll see. We'll see how this one fares tonight. But if this one impresses me, then I'm going to probably have to buy barrel number 300 because he said that was his favorite. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, what's up? What's up, Zopher? Good to see you, man. Way to make an entrance there. All right. So, hey, Adam. Welcome. I don't think I've seen your name before in the chat. Welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. So let's try it. This is the Tennessee bourbon. On the nose. Interesting. Now, Donna, you knew about the Tennessee Distilling Company, which isn't Dickel. Do you know if potentially that they're sourcing out their bourbon too? Because I could almost be like, this may not be even Dickel. I always just assume Tennessee whiskey is Dickel, but that's not always the case. Because I'm on the nose, it's not giving me too many of those traditional notes that you would expect from that. It's got the vanilla again, similar to the rye actually. This is definitely more fruity though. It's well, with it being fruity makes me think it might be Dickel. But yeah, it's like an orange peel kind of note, which I tend to get on that whiskey. Okay. I'm not disliking the nose at all. It's like I said, it's like a orange peel, vanilla, almost like orange sherbet, dare I say. The oak isn't as prevalent on the Tennessee whiskey. The rye, I think the oak was more dominant, which again we know they use toasted barrels for that, or they use the cigar barrels for that one. So that one definitely had some more oak influence. This one, I think on the nose, it's not as oaky as I thought, but it's definitely an interesting nose. I don't have nothing bad to say about the nose. What's up, Jason, the Mash and Drum, who I mentioned him earlier. So he did his 3-year anniversary stream last night. It was tons of fun. Y'all go. Glad to see you still drinking. Yeah, we had a bit of like an impromptu hangout after the stream. Those are always so much fun. Just y'all don't ever see it unless you've been on a stream with me before, but like usually there's like a good hour after the stream where we're just hanging out on StreamYard. So man, that was tons of fun hanging with him, Bill, Kilco. The whole gang was there. Tom Flanagan is drinking Redwood Empire. Nice. I actually this Saturday, good segue. This Saturday I'm doing a stream with our friend Brandon. We are doing a California craft distillery stream. So we are trying. He's done a couple distillery tours in the past couple weeks, so he's bringing some bottles from those distilleries. I'm going to have some Redwood Empire and maybe a couple others. I'm going to go to the liquor store probably tomorrow after work and see if I can find any more local California whiskey. So if y'all have any recommendations of good brands that are maybe less common, because everyone knows Redwood Empire, but yeah, if there's any brands that you recommend checking out, I'll make sure to grab a bottle for the stream on Saturday and I hope to see you there. That's 6 o'clock on Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific. So, interesting. Sugar Kitty says Tennessee Distilling does sourcing. You can have a single barrel bottled through them. They're trying to set up as a new MGP just in Tennessee. Interesting. That's great. Can't stop, Cliffy. Yeah, Brandon says can't wait. Yeah, looking forward to that. Trying that. Swan says Breaker Bourbon. I haven't actually heard of that one, so I'm gonna come back and read the chat tomorrow before I go to the store. So keep dropping your suggestions below, and I'll pull it up when I'm in the liquor store. I mean, like, do you have this? Hey, do you have this? Do you have this? All right, now I've only nosed this. Let's go ahead and try the Tennessee bourbon. Cheers, guys. Okay. I know we were talking about maybe Tennessee Distilling being who produced this. That's not that. That's most likely George Dickel. However, okay, disclaimer. I'm saying that not because I'm getting the minerality Flintstones note that everyone talks about. Let's just not put it past them. That's the note that everyone talks about when we talk about Dickel. I'm not actually getting as much as that as I thought. I'm getting more of the buttered popcorn note. Buttered popcorn is like my second. Once you get past the minerality of a Dickel product, buttered popcorn is the second note I get. I'm getting that buttered popcorn on this. It's like really rich, creamy, less vanilla, more like I said, like a butter tart. Is that a thing? I don't know. Some kind of like buttery bread, like even like a croissant. Honestly, it's like a buttery bready kind of note. I actually kind of dig that. Let me go for a second sip. Oh, what's up, Chris? He is lurking, working with FedEx import duties. Ew. And Lil is trying to cancel our accommodations in New Zealand as the bubble closed due to COVID. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I still have plans to go to Hawaii next month. We'll see. Fingers crossed that I can make it out there and hang with Don Nishida. Yeah, so I actually enjoy this. It definitely tastes like it's probably from George Dickel. Now it's not aged yet. We know it's at least 6 years old, so that's all we know about the age. But actually, that's like toasty, buttery. I'm thinking of that. There's like an old ad. There's like a blooper reel from some old ad where they're like crispy, buttery crunch. Or man, I got to find that video. I'll share it in the after party. Yeah, it's light, being 90 proof, but again, like the rye, there's a lot of flavor there. It's different than what I would typically gravitate towards with sorry, I was just reading the chat. I'm not sure. Scout. I don't recognize the name Scout, but I'm sorry to hear that he's battling COVID. Ouch. I'm sorry. Man, that sucks. Yeah, like I said, my coworker. I mean, fortunately, I don't think he's in the hospital, but man, it's the second. What is it? Third wave now. It's not very pretty. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully your friend gets better. So, Tennessee bourbon. Do I love it? No. Do I think it's bad? No. If it was strongly with that Dickel minerality note, then I would probably say pass. But actually, I can see a lot of people liking this because of the popcorn aspect to it. So, yeah, that's definitely, again, do I recommend buying a full bottle? Maybe not. Buy this sample set. Again, I see them everywhere. So hopefully your stores have them too. I think it's a great way to try all these different ones, especially if you think that you may like something or you may not like something. Hey, it's a lot cheaper to buy that than buying the whole bottle. So yeah, that's not bad. But we're gonna see what finishing and different things like that does to that whiskey, because we're moving along to our other releases of their bourbon. So next up is the double barrel rye. When we find it, not double barrel rye either. It's just double barrel whiskey. So this was actually a blend. So this is a blend of 3 different whiskeys. It's 100 proof, by the way. 100 proof, also $50. So same price as the Tennessee bourbon. Blend of 3 different whiskeys. 2 whiskeys from Tennessee with the traditional bourbon mash bill and a straight rye whiskey. So it's a good blend. That's why they call it a whiskey versus a bourbon like the other one. So now this one is, each of these whiskeys are aged independently, and they are dumped into. They are aged independently in both new oak and fresh dumped bourbon barrels for at least 6 years before being married together, and aged an additional year in virgin, heavy charred American oak. So it is, and then it is actually, so we talked about the maple charcoal Lincoln County process earlier. They actually do that on the double barrel whiskey. So we'll see. Maybe it brings out more of the minerality. Hopefully not. But yeah, it's an interesting blend. So let's go ahead and try that. Man, those small bottles just pop really well. Tom says this is the one that Will and I drank the whole bottle of, not the baby bottles, the big one on his front porch. Yeah, I'm excited to get in this one. This sounds really interesting. I love when they do interesting things with oh, I love it. Heaven's Doggy Door. Oh my gosh, they should totally call them that. Or at least put a little hidden dog on it. That would be so cute. Yeah, so she said first a used barrel and then the virgin one charged. So yeah, it sounds like one of those whiskeys is actually using a used, a freshly dumped bourbon barrel. So interesting. That's why they can't call it a bourbon, because they don't use a new barrel for all of it. But then they do finish it in a new barrel. How interesting. I'm excited to see how this influences the taste. James Taylor says, got to run, work emergency. Oh man, all the emergencies. Y'all hopefully everyone's doing well and everyone, recovers from all these emergencies and illnesses, because it's not, I feel bad. I feel bad that I'm sitting here enjoying these whiskeys and everyone is in turmoil. Hopefully, okay, what are you guys drinking? Those of you that are drinking with me, what are you drinking? Let's bring the vibes up again, especially for people that are sick. Let's give them good vibes if they're watching. So, there's the info I was looking for. Okay. Two Wheels Down said Robert Hendricks, also known as the Whiskey Scout, is one of the OGs of this community. I met him in 2018 during my road trip, a Route 66 trip, and real good dude. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was probably before my time. I'm fairly new to the whiskey tube community. So, man, I'm sorry to hear that. And man, that hits even harder because it's, one of our own. So, man, prayers and thoughts for quick recovery for him. That's awful. Now this is the double barrel, like I said, 100 proof, $50. Man, there's way more oak on this. This is, I mean, this is reminding me of the rye, but it's more of it's less of like the aged oak kind of note, and I think of it more of like a toasty oak. Like that barrel char is pretty evident on this one. Swan says, I am having a Clifton emergency. I can't find enough time to watch his content. Hey, I only go live once a week, maybe sometimes twice. It's not that much content compared to other people. I mean, like Kilco goes live like 3 or 4 times a week, so at least I'm not doing that much, but appreciate that. You can always watch the replay, which hopefully someone's watching the replay right now. If you are, replay squad in the comments below. Let me know you watched it, and let me know if any of these are your favorites. Man, on the nose, this is definitely my favorite so far, this double barrel whiskey. It's almost nutty. I would say it's oaky and nutty, which I think is kind of the toasted element to it. But I'm excited to see, what this unique blend does. So cheers, guys. Oh, yeah. Super different. Now, they said 2 of these are Tennessee whiskeys. This has sort of that buttered popcorn kind of note. I was going to say it's not obvious that this is likely Dickel, but it has that like mid palate of like a buttered popcorn, or even like a it's like a mix of like a buttered popcorn and like a kettle corn. It's got that sweetness too. But lots of oak on that one. That oak is the most dominant flavor. That's what sets that apart from the other 2. Whiskey Nose, Marty and Jenny say they get lemon zest. Interesting. Okay. Let me see if I'm going to go for a second sip, see if I can get that. Cheers. So to me, I think the last one I would probably say that I got more lemon zest on the Tennessee bourbon, the one we had right before this. To me, this one's all dark and rich, like brown sugar. Like I said, the barrel chars for sure, like a toasty element. Less of like a toasted marshmallow. Like the rye was more toasted marshmallow. This one's more like toasted. It's almost like a little meaty, like a barbecue-y kind of way. I don't know. I'm actually really digging the palate on this one. I think it's 100 proof, it's the highest proof. So, I'm a bit of a proof whore here. So whenever we get to 100 and above, I get in my happy place. So maybe that could be partially why. Yeah. Lots of, I wouldn't say, it's not smoky in like a smoky scotchy kind of way. It's smoky in like a campfire kind of way. Like, again, it goes with that barbecue kind of note, like savory. Man, that's actually, so far, that's my favorite. That's actually really interesting. $50, 100 proof. If I had to recommend any so far, it would be that one. I think the double barrel whiskey is a winner. It's the winner so far. Now we have 2 more expensive bottles to try here soon, but so far, I really dig that flavor profile. Yeah, that's awesome. Adam says, honestly, I've only tried the Heaven Store bourbon. Not a huge fan, so I've shied away from any other offerings and drinking Elijah Craig rye. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I would say even if you're not a fan of the regular one, try out the others. Especially if you can get like this gift set for like what I got it for. I'm pretty sure this was like $50 to $60 for the gift set. Maybe even lower, honestly. Actually, I think it was low. Man, you know what? I'm gonna find out how much that gift set was. I keep talking about it, and I don't have a price in front of me. Let's see what I paid for it. Heaven's Door. Oh wow, $45. So it was only $45. You get 3 200 ml bottles. Man, yeah, all day. Like, definitely recommend picking that up and trying these. So you do your own little tasting at home. Do a flight. Do a comparison. That's what I love doing. I love the little gift sets. I think they give you a lot of chance to explore whiskeys, especially from like a brand that you're not that familiar with, like I am with this one. Whiskey Nose says that's really their favorite too. Man, that double barrel is really good. So I'm hoping we go uphill from here. I hope the Redbreast finish is as good as this, because if so, and it being, it's the same proof. I think they're both 100 proof. Let me verify. Yeah, the Redbreast is also 100 proof. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and move to the Redbreast now. So if you guys didn't know, this is actually a 10-year-old whiskey. It's a 10-year-old Tennessee bourbon, finished in Redbreast Irish whiskey casks. That's so like different. Have y'all ever heard of an Irish whiskey finish? Because I know I haven't. And it seems like almost weird, because it's like, Well, Irish whiskey is typically aged, in used casks because a big part of Irish whiskey, especially Redbreast, is it takes on those sherry characteristics. So, are you getting like the sherry notes? Or are you getting the Irish whiskey notes? We'll find out. I think it's a super interesting experiment. Let's see if it pays off. Like I said, this was $100. This is actually part of their Master Blenders Edition series. The first release. It's a one-time release, so I don't think they're planning to release this anytime in the future. But yeah, it's a collaboration of Master Blender Ryan Perry at Heaven's Door and Master Blender Billy Layton at Redbreast. So let me finish off the double barrel, and actually, you know what? I'll save a little of the double barrel because that was my favorite so far. Let's use a new glass here. Let's try this Redbreast cask finish. I'm super excited. I have high hopes for this, being, a Redbreast lover. Because I've done Redbreast streams like at least 3 times on this channel. Favorite Irish whiskey I've tried so far. Blue Spot's a pretty good contender though. So Redbreast has a special place in my heart. So I had to pick this up. It's pricey, but it's especially for a 100 proof whiskey. That's from Tennessee, likely Dickel. It's a gamble. It's definitely a gamble, but we'll see. We'll see if it's worth that. So, what's up, Donald? Good to see you, man. Donald is always the life of the party at our after party hangouts, which we're about halfway through. Just want to remind everyone we are doing our after party hangout for patrons. $10 and up after tonight's stream. If you want to be a part of that, you can join patreon.com/bourbonbytes. You can also enter the giveaway based on this info down below. Every super chat that comes in gets you an entry to win a sample pack of all 5 of these whiskeys. You'll be getting the rye, the Tennessee bourbon, the double barrel, the Redbreast, and the single barrel K&L 6-year-old MGP barrel. So awesome lineup. You can do your own flight at home. Maybe rewatch the stream, taste along with me. But yeah, all super chats. Every super chat gets you entered to win that tonight. So, all right, let's go ahead and go for a nose on the Redbreast. Not the Redbreast. The Redbreast finished Tennessee whiskey. Oh man, that smells really good. Do I know why it smells good? Not yet. I would say it does kind of remind me a little bit of like, man, do I want to say sherry? There's a fruitiness there that I haven't got on any of these other ones. And that's interesting that's showing up. The only difference between this and the Tennessee bourbon is this one's 10 years old and it's been finished in that Redbreast cask. And it's higher proof than the Tennessee bourbon. So yeah, that's an interesting nose. I got to go back for another. Yeah, there's definitely, there's still like the leather, the dark tobacco kind of note that I got on it earlier. I do want to say there's some like fig notes there, which I get on, sherry. Yeah, like fig or raisin or something like that. Something in that territory. It does smell really, really good though. So let's go and give it a try. Let's hope that it lives up to that. Before we do that, Brandon asks, is there an age statement on the bottle? I'm pretty sure this does tell you. Yeah, this one says the age stated is 10 years. So this one at least is age stated. So 10 years old, $100. Let's see if it's worth it. Cheers. Oh, huh. Okay. So, you know how I'm saying like a lot of these, you can tell that it's likely George Dickel Tennessee whiskey, but like it's not dominantly there's not dominant minerality to it. This one has to be the most, I don't want to say sulfurous, because that's a very nasty word. This one has more of that minerality that I didn't get on any of these other ones. And I guess maybe that comes with the age being 10 years old. I need a second sip of that one because that wasn't the most pleasant first sip I've had on it. So, what's up, Mr. Whiskey Shits? Good to see you. And Whiskey Mountain says any shortbread. I don't drink a lot of Irish. That's always jumps out to me. Me too on Irish. So on the second sip, I'm gonna see if I can find that on it as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and give it a second sip. I will say mouthfeel, it's definitely richer and thicker. Similar to the double barrel, not flavor-wise. It's very different flavor-wise. I'm just kind of really struggling to pull out what makes it so unique because it's Redbreast finished. That's the hardest part. Brandon says he wonders if that'll go away as I drink down the bottle. Maybe. Like I said, this is a fresh crack of it. I mean, I did open it a few days ago. Yeah, do y'all do this? Like, I cannot leave an unopened bottle in my house. Like, as soon as I walk through the door, I'm like, I gotta try it. I gotta try it. I gotta try it. So I did try this when I first bought it. Similar reaction. Got a lot of the minerality on it, but maybe it'll get better with age, or not with age, with being open longer. Whiskey Dick, what's up, man? Another awesome channel. Check out his channel for sure. He joined us towards the end of Jason's stream last night. Ton of fun hanging with him. So he said he was a little hungover this morning. So y'all go show him some love. Make sure to subscribe. Man, this is a dilemma because it's on the nose. It's super interesting and super rich and super complex. Lots of sherry. On the palate, though, not really loving it. Man, I got third sips the charm. Maybe we'll see. It's so thick and rich at the start. You swallow and that's when you get that hint of that minerality. But then it goes more towards like a sherry finished whiskey. Does it taste like an Irish whiskey? No. I kind of wanted a little bit more of that Irish influence on it. I mean, because it's such an interesting, weird thing. But as Donald just said, how much influence can used Redbreast Cask have on a bourbon, especially since it was previously used and usually used to vat and finish Redbreast? Yeah, that's Donald. I'm not, you may have just tuned in, but I was saying that earlier. Like, you wouldn't think so. On the nose, that the sherry, literally, which is probably the previous cask, shows up. But man, I would love to hear what the master blenders who made this, what notes they're getting from that Irish whiskey. Maybe once I heard it from someone, I would get it. But as Adriana asked, I'm not getting the I'm not getting the like shortbread cookie note. Oh, okay. He said, for the record, not hungover, just exhausted. There you go. Sorry. I just assumed you were hungover from like hanging out with us because that's how crazy those hangouts get. Man, all right. I hate to, I know a lot of people were really excited about this release. I was very, very excited for this release. It's just not my favorite. It's got a lot of richness. It has, if anything, paid off from the Redbreast Cask finish. It's either the sherry on the nose and the richness. This is a very viscous, thick whiskey, which maybe, Irish whiskey tends to be that way too, especially Redbreast. I will say if I had no sense of taste, let's say I, knock on wood, got COVID, had no sense of taste, I could just feel the whiskey in my mouth. I could see this being very similar to a Redbreast, but as soon as you get to the nose and the palate, it's obviously not a Tennessee or not a Irish whiskey. So yeah, it's try it before you buy a whole bottle of it, like I did. Don't plop down $100, or enter tonight's giveaway and get a free sample of it, because that's another way you can get it too without buying it. Yeah, but hopefully we're not going to end on a low note, because we are going to move on to the single barrel store pick of Heaven's Door. Now, this is a new program. They actually just made a post about it on Facebook last week or earlier this week. So this is their new program where they are partnering with retailers across the country. K&L happens to be one of them. And they are releasing cask strength bourbons, single barrels. Now, these are not, let's see if it doesn't tell you on the bottle. That's actually, no, it doesn't tell you on the bottle. Oh, yes, it does. Actually, take that back. It absolutely does. So, because the reason I say that is because I said on the website, we're saying, like, sometimes it's our own distillate, sometimes it's a partner distillery. And I was like, well, how do you know unless your store tells you? I was worried because I know K&L is really transparent. They always tell us. No, it's on the side. So I don't know if you guys can, I'll read it off to you, but it's right there on the side. It tells you our annual single barrel bourbon limited allocation is comprised of both of our own distilled barrels and sourced from partnering whiskey makers. So it tells me the mash bill on this one is 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley. Distilled in Indiana, warehouse WI, tells you the char level number 3, medium toast. And this is a 6-year-old Indiana cask strength bourbon, which has me feeling all kinds of excited. Y'all know I love cask strength MGP. Let's be real. So knowing this is a 6-year cask strength, I have really high hopes for this. And also price-wise, let me mention, this was only $60. $60, 6-year-old cask strength MGP. That's perfectly priced. That's, I mean, I've seen it maybe like Old Scout or like $50, but I don't think you can go wrong with that. Tell me all that info, and it's got to be good. I hope. All right. Tom says this one better be good or no more Dylan music for me. Well, to be fair, he's a co-creator. You know, it's not like he distilled the grains himself, but he did say no. The quote from the website, man. Let me find that, because that's the quote on the website is very like confident. So there's a Bob Dylan quote at the bottom of their website. It says, let me find it. I wanted to create a collection of American whiskeys that in their own way tell a story. I've been traveling for decades, and I've been able to try some of the best whiskey spirits that the world has to offer. This is great whiskey. So he's fairly confident in his own brand. We'll see if that's just talk. Now, of course, this one is also. Yeah, so wait. Brandon shared these tasting notes, but what are these for? Which whiskey? Did I miss something? Or is it the one I'm about to taste? Because if it is, I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna read that until I try it. You know how people play music for babies in the womb? Do they play it in the Rick House? I don't know. Are they pulling a Metallica kind of blackened thing? Maybe. I have not heard of that. But let's go and give this a nose. Oh, man, that's just classic MGP goodness right there. Yeah, that's super, super rich oak, back to the aged oak kind of note that I got on the rye. Oh, Brandon says those were for the Redbreast. Okay, so this is the tasting notes they give you on the Redbreast when they say full and complex body with notes of red apples, figs, dates. That's what I was saying. I was kind of getting that sherry kind of note on it. Palate, they say marzipan and walnut with buttery. I said buttery. Ground nut sweetness. I said nutty too. Okay, raisin and nougat. Okay, so y'all can somewhat trust my notes. They're somewhat similar to what they tell you on the official tasting notes. But yeah, I think the Redbreast one wasn't for me, but I'm excited to hear if you guys are watching this video because you have a bottle. Let me know in the comments below, do you like it? Or if you guys have tried it in the chat, let me know if you like it. I like how Jason revised that quote. I wanted to create a whiskey so I can make more money. This is good whiskey. Probably more like how it went. All right, but let's see if they can save themselves with this cask strength single barrel pick from K&L. So cheers, guys. Ooh, that's good. Man, those every time I've had a 6-year MGP, I've wanted to buy it all. And now knowing that Will at K&L said that the 300 is even better than the 297, which is the barrel number, I'm absolutely going to go buy that. That's rich. That's complex. That's you see where my trend is here. As soon as I get something that's not Tennessee, I'm like, oh my God, this is so good, even if it is MGP. Oh man. Yeah, that's super toasty, big, bold, wood barrel notes. You know what I would like to do? I would love let me know if this sounds like a good stream idea to you guys, because I'll definitely do it if y'all are into it. What if I tried single barrels, 6-year-old MGP from like 3 or 4 different distilleries? Let's say I put the Heaven's Door one, this one right here, compared to a Nulu pick, compared to a Old Scout pick, compared to a what's another MGP single barrel program. Oh, well, that's not really a pick. I mean, uncut, unfiltered by Smoke Wagon, but that's not really fair because that's a batch and it's not age stated. This is the same type of bottling that you see out of Nulu, just a year older. Wink, wink. That's great timing, Swan, because I would be really interested to see who does it better. Now, I know that's not 100% fair because they're all picks. They're all single barrels. So just because now the only way to be fair is if the same people did the same pick. So if it was a K&L pick of the Old Scout, of the Heaven's Door, of the Nulu, which by the way, I have 2 of those. I have their Heaven's Door and I have their Old Scout. Maybe if they do a Nulu pick, I could do that. That sounds interesting to me. Remus, that's good. Remus pick too, yeah. I do have a single barrel Remus. I need to check the age on that. I don't know the age of that one. Whiskey Mountain said you should. I know ADHD Whiskey did one ranting about some of the meaningless language. Oh, never mind. You're talking about Mash Drum, his comment. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That'd be a ton of fun. Old Carter, Backbone. Yeah, another great ones. That'd be cool to see side by side. I'm intrigued by your ideas and would like to subscribe to your channel. Well, Tom, funny you mentioned that because you can do that completely free right down there. There's a red button that says subscribe. If you haven't hit it yet, now definitely do it because I'm only giving away the samples to people that are subscribed because I totally know that. I don't know that, but cheers to that. Thank you, Tom. Independent Joe, what's up, Joe? Great hanging with you last night. Okay, I gotta have another sip of that K&L pick. Delicious MGP bourbon. There's not much more I can say about that. If you know, you know. That's great. I'm going to definitely pick up another bottle from a different barrel. I do want to return, before we wrap up, I do want to return and do our giveaway, of course. By the way, last call for Super Chats. If you want to be entered to win a sample set of all of these, you basically have a very good shot at winning. Your odds are very much, yeah, basically right now you have a 1 in, under 10 odds to get it. So now's your chance. 1 in 10 shot. Okay, back to the double barrel, which I really loved beforehand. It's 100 proof, so it is lower. By the way, I didn't mention it's the single barrel is 119.1 proof, so 20 proof points higher than this one. That still kind of holds up, though. I mean, I definitely prefer the single barrel cask strength from MGP, but this double barrel with that blend, like I said, a blend of 2 different Tennessee whiskeys and a rye whiskey, doing a lot of interesting things with new barrels, used barrels, and charred barrels. So I think that's my favorite from the Heaven Store normal lineup is the double barrel whiskey. My favorite overall is the single barrel cask strength store pick. I hate to say my least favorite because I guess when I say least favorite, I gotta say the most disappointing. My most disappointing tonight, as much as it hurts to say this because this was the most expensive bottle, is $100 that I spent on this one. It's not showing up green screen. The Redbreast cask finish. I just think it's being the Tennessee whiskey, being an Irish whiskey cask. It's a cool experiment, cool idea, but for the price and for the lack of impact on that, I'm going to say give the Redbreast a pass or try it at a bar or a friend's house or something. I can't with confidence say go spend $100 on this. Wow, it's 111 where Whiskey Nose is. Donnie's trying again, getting his last chance. Last entry into the giveaway for Donnie there. Hashtag I never win. Well, maybe tonight, Donnie. Whiskey Mountain says maybe as it opens up the magical process that sometimes saves a bottle. We'll see. I'll definitely revisit this. I mean, I'm not gonna drain pour it or anything. It's perfectly fine if it were less than half the price. And that's just how I feel about it. But it may open up different. That's right. It's a completely different type of cask. I've never seen anything like it. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated. If it gets better, I'll definitely let you know. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready to do some giveaways? Let's give away a sample set of all 5 whiskeys. Now, even though I was disappointed, you get to try it yourself, and you get to tell me what you think. So whoever wins this, please come back in the comments below after you've tried it. Let me know what was your favorite, and let me know what your least favorite was. All right, let's go ahead and get the wheel of whiskey pulled up, get it ready to go. I love doing this. So much fun. All right, let me shuffle that a couple times. I always like to shuffle it. All right, let me share my screen. Oh, Chrome tab. Wheel of whiskey. All right. Oh wait, Independent Joe's sending a super chat. I'll hold off because I did technically did say like last call and if he's working on it. So okay, for real, y'all have 1 minute to send a super chat, and then we will spin the wheel of whiskey. Because I realized that I did say last call very soon to saying, all right, let's spin it. Almost spilled that down my face, but that's how you know. That's how you know Cliffy is gearing up for an after party. I'm so excited for tonight's after party. Brandon says he's pre-gaming for Saturday. If y'all missed it, doing a stream with Brandon this Saturday, 6 p.m. Pacific, tasting a bunch of California whiskeys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's. I'm trying to fill time. What do I do? What do I do? I'm just gonna pour more of the rye. Actually, it's always nice to go back to your first pour, see if. Donnie says if he wins, I will file a protest. Oh, Donnie. Donnie, you're in Tennessee. You can get this stuff literally, probably like walk out your back door and you can get it. All right. I'm gonna revisit the rye because, like I said, I started with the rye. Let's see if it's changed a bit. Still that toasty vanilla. More like a rye, MGP rye. Yeah. Oh, Jason. He said, just supporting you, buddy. Don't include me in the giveaway. Cheers, Cliffy. Hashtag Team Dickleback. Yes. Oh man, I love that little intro you did for your stream where we had Scotty, man, with his draft entries. That was so much fun. Thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate that, man. All right, Independent Joe, are you still is it still having trouble, difficulties? I don't want to exclude you because I did say I would wait for you. And this feels weird because I'm sitting here oh, okay, man. I appreciate it. He says it won't let him send. I'll get you next time. Hey, no worries, man. All right, y'all. Y'all ready for the wheel of whiskey? Let's get it pulled up. Y'all ready? Everyone's names are here. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel of whiskey. Oh, I forgot to share sound here. Let's turn it up. Let's go. 2 wheels down. Now, question. I notice you're in Canada. Do you have a way for me to send this safely to Canada? Because that's a concern. Do you have a U.S. mailing address is the question. If you don't have a U.S. mailing address, I unfortunately can't get this to you. I should have thought about that before I did this. So if you're still here, let me know. If not, if you're not here, I'll follow up with you and I'll do a backup spin for someone else in case we're not able to get it to you. But if you're not here, then I didn't even think about that. Why didn't I think of that? All right. I think he may have tapped out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a backup spin. Now the winner of this backup spin is only if there's no way for me to get this to Swami, because I feel bad. So let me go and spin it one more time. Again, this backup spin is only if he is unable to receive packages from the United States. So backup spin. I'm sorry whoever gets this if I do end up, we'll see. Let's just spin it. Let's spin it. Stop talking, just spin it. Wheel of whiskey. Don, you know what? I feel bad doing that. Let's do it. Even if, okay, let me clear the record. Even if I can ship to him, Donnie, I'm going to send you these 2. I feel like it's only fair because I feel bad announcing to someone and not being able to send it to them. So Swami, you might get yours if I can ship to a US address. Donnie, you will be getting your samples. So congratulations, you guys. Thank y'all so much, everyone that's tuned in tonight. 29 viewers, that's awesome. Hope y'all had a good time. Let me know what was your favorite. If you get a chance to try these, like I said, come back in the comments below. But until next time, I'll see y'all Saturday for a very special stream with Brandon. See y'all at the after party hangout, everyone that's on Patreon. But otherwise, until next time, this has been Bourbon Bites Whiskey Reviews with a gaming twist. Cheers, and I will see you guys next stream. Sorry, I saw Lil's comment. Still need to get my samples from last year. Lil, I still have your box of samples. I still have those. So when we can meet up, whenever that happens, I will give you whatever is in that box because I've already sealed it and I have no idea what it is or if it's any good after 2-3 years in sample bottles. We'll see. All right. Cheers, guys. See y'all on Saturday. Bye.